Hi, my name is Binks and you're tuned in to Binks Radio TV.
Take 21. 안녕하세요. I'm Binks. Yeah. I was supposed to do a gadget review, but this seemed more fitting considering that I watched this movie just now and it pumped me up. I deeply apologize if I'm spoiling the movie to you, so skip if you need to. I didn't want to show my face on camera, but I did involve a picture of myself right now. This segment, by the way, is called Geek Out, MOXIE 2021 Netflix movie review. So, MOXIE is an original Netflix movie starred and directed by Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler is Tina Fey's best friend. If you don't know who Tina Fey is, shame. Tina Fey wrote and starred in the pop culture phenomenon teen comedy movie Mean Girls. I'd like to remind you as well, Amy Poehler is a part of the film as Regina George's stage mom. So, the director, Amy Poehler, is a world-class comedic that's been featured in many productions, such as, but not limited to, Sisters, The House, alongside Will Ferrell, Parks and Recreation, and lent her voice to portray Joy in the Inside Out Disney movie. So, basing on the IMDb page of MOXIE 2021, it says, fed up with a sexist and toxic status quo at her high school, a shy 16-year-old finds inspiration from her mother's rebellious past and anonymously publishes a zine that sparks a school-wide coming-of-age revolution. Alright, this movie is just unbelievable because everyone was culturally appropriate. Basing on the cinematic and the scenes, all technicalities, there were different ethnicities, all kinds of genders, plus the awareness of ignorance, sexism, and most importantly, the need to be heard. So, yeah, the movie is filled with all of that and more. There's a lot more, actually. It's an anthem to the problems that we have as a society. Although this was in high school and in America and not in the Philippines, so the essence of the film are scenes of bullying, social anxiety, harassment, feminism, favoritism, inequality, and a bit of misogyny. And then, of course, women revolted to be heard, and they won. I must mention this. As a movie fanatic or enthusiast, I commend the casting director of this film. I mean, the actors being who they really are showed how much diversity was on this film, character-wise, and also the people involved. There's proper portrayals of biracial characters such as Alicia Pascual Peña, Lauren Chai, and Sydney Park. So, Alicia Pascual Peña is actually Dominican Republic descent. Lauren Chai is a Chinese American, and Sydney Park is a Korean African American actress. Side note, if you think you know Sydney Park from somewhere, she's Raven's Mini-Me, and That's So Raven series in Disney. So I'm a fan of that. So I was thinking so hard where I know her from, and I ended up Googling her, and then there it was. It was her that one with the curly hair and looking up to Raven. So yeah. Commendable portrayals as well for Josiah Toda, who is a transgender actor and playing a transgender character. The face of Moxie, Hadley Robinson, the bisexual or lesbian character, I'm not sure actually, Angelica Washington, Hadley's love interest played by Asian American Nico Hiraga, the head cheerleader Josephine Langford, and last but not the least, the infamous jock played by Patrick Schwarzenegger. So side note, he really does look like his dad every time he smiles. So he has the same teeth or like the same arch of his lips. So yeah, I kind of noticed that. The movie has a lot to say and kind of reminds me of a few things. MOXIE is a literary work that spread around the school without knowing who the writer was. So it's completely anonymous. Because of this feministic magazine, it led women in the school to come forward with confidence. Although the story has been done before, every time I see this kind of approach, it reminds me of Rizal. Jose Rizal, of course. Our national hero here in the Philippines, because he's the original, he's the OG of this story. He wrote something fictitious, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. It implied struggle and racism within a country or within the Philippines, and his work was used as a Bible or the beacon to pursue a war against our oppressors. Take note, he or she who wrote the reason for revolt did not lead the revolt, but they were punished for it. So, diba? OG. This movie is too close to home, by the way, because everyone always wanted to be Vivian, the main character of the movie. A chance to be who you really are, and then finding the inspiration in others to come forth with your inner confidence and strength. It's too relatable because the emphasis on the social anxiety about either fitting in, laying low, or being yourself. I've personally experienced a lot of that. I always wanted to fit in, but at the end of the day, I realized I just need people to accept me for me. Not only that, you also get the fear of being hurt in this movie, because at the very end, before the reveal as to who the author of MOXIE was, the most popular girl in school ended up confessing that she was sexually harassed by her ex-boyfriend. So that's also a disturbing fact. Women don't have the strength to come forth and call out their struggles or their experiences with men. The judgment and criticism that they'll be receiving. It's actually, I actually don't want to get into it because it's a very delicate subject. And if I voice my opinion, I'm not doing anyone good. I'm just telling people what's happening. And if I do voice my opinion, I might have also that kind of criticism and judgment, and that's not what I'm aiming for. This movie played out every complicated issue about the entirety of society and social norms in the most minuscule way as showing it as high school. Although my problem now, or I end up worrying about these kinds of movies coming out in this generation. People don't take inspiration or motivation through these cinematic pieces anymore. It's just entertainment for most, and the meaning behind them might not be as important as reading between the lines when you watch Breakfast Club. I don't know, I mean, I just wanted everyone to see that these movies can become the reason you wake up from the realities of the world. In my personal experience, my top 3 movies that woke me from being clueless are The Breakfast Club, of course, The Life of David Gale, and The Shortcut to Happiness. And now I'm adding MOXIE to the list. I give you 2 thumbs up, Jennifer Matthew, the writer of MOXIE, and Amy Poehler for bringing her words to life. I would want to say more, I really do, but I think it's best to open your Netflix and press MOXIE and watch it for yourself. It's something that everybody needs to watch because it addresses a lot of things, especially the social anxiety of being accepted for who you are and also having the chance to put an input to being involved. So that ends this recording. I bid you goodbye, good night, and good morning. So thank you so much for listening in. 감사합니다. And I love you all. 사랑해요.